Hello and welcome. Let's be real. It's a question every single one of us has asked, right? Maybe you're looking at your bills. Maybe you're just dreaming and you think, when is it going to be my turn? When will I finally get that breakthrough? Well, what if I told you there was an ancient system, almost like a secret code, that could help you understand the timing of your financial life? Today, we're diving straight into that.
This is the whole thing, isn't it? It's not just about wanting more money. It's about feeling like your hard work should pay off. It's about hope, and it's all about timing. You know you're putting in the effort, but that big break just seems to be hiding around the corner. In this explainer, we're going to unpack a framework that's all about finding that corner. So the system we're talking about is called BaZi. Now, before you start picturing a crystal ball, let me stop you right there. This isn't fortune telling. It's much more like a super sophisticated analytical tool. It uses your birth data, the year, month, day, and even the hour, to map out the hidden patterns and rhythms of your life, especially when it comes to your financial potential. It's about understanding the objective rules of your game. All right, so let's jump right in by tackling a huge misconception. When you think about wealth in a chart, you'd probably assume more is better, right? But what if I told you that's not always the case? Here's the million-dollar question. If your personal BaZi chart is just packed to the brim with these so-called wealth stars, does that mean you're basically guaranteed to be rich? Well, the answer might surprise you. It's a hard no. In fact, sometimes it can mean the complete opposite. I love the way this source material describes this. It's called the rich house, poor person phenomenon. Just picture it. You're living in a massive, beautiful mansion, but you're the janitor. You are literally surrounded by wealth, day in and day out, but none of it is actually yours. And you see this play out in the real world all the time. Think about bank tellers who handle stacks of cash every day, or stock traders moving millions with a few clicks, even supermarket cashiers. An absolute river of money flows right through their hands, but what they get to keep is just a tiny drop. That is the rich house, poor person in action. So here is the big reveal. Having a ton of wealth stars in your chart doesn't say anything about your bank account. What it does reflect is your mindset. It usually means you have a really strong desire for material things. You're super realistic, very down to earth. You might have that if there's no profit, why bother kind of attitude. But desire by itself, doesn't pay the bills. Okay, so we've busted that myth. If having a bunch of wealth stars isn't the key, then what actually makes up your personal financial blueprint? Well, for that, we need to look at the essential ingredients for success. According to this system, it really comes down to two crucial parts. First, you've got the wealth stars. Think of these as the destination on your GPS. That's the money, the opportunity, the prize. But you also need the output stars. And that, my friends, is your vehicle. It's your skills, your talents, your actions, your creativity. It's the engine that's actually going to get you to the destination. You can stare at the destination on a map all day, but without a car, you're not going anywhere. And now we get to the heart of it. If you've got the ingredients, how do you know when it's your go time? The source material lays out some really distinct patterns for when your wealth potential can finally be unlocked. The first pattern is the most straightforward. It's called the timing method, and it's basically all about where in your life's timeline your key wealth star shows up. It tells you which phase of your life is set up for financial growth. See, your BaZi chart is broken down into 4 pillars, and each one represents a different chapter of your life. If your useful wealth star is in the year pillar, you might have a head start from your family when you're young. If it's in the month pillar, your prime career years are where the action is. The day pillar points to success in your midlife, and the hour pillar? That suggests wealth could bloom later in life, maybe in your retirement years. It's like a roadmap for your financial seasons. Okay, now for something a little more dramatic. This next pattern is for anyone who feels like they've been struggling for years, just surrounded by opportunities they can't quite grab. This is the underdog's big breakout moment. So here's the setup. This is that rich house, poor person situation, but with a crucial twist. The challenge is, you see all the opportunity around you, but you just feel too weak or you don't have the resources to actually do anything about it. But then, the catalyst arrives. The timing shifts and it brings supporters into your life. This could be friends, business partners, a team, people who give you the strength you are missing. And the result? Bam! Sudden explosive success. The source literally calls it a bonanza, a period of incredibly fast and often unexpected financial gain. Our third pattern is maybe the most mind-bending of all. This is a super rare, totally counterintuitive path to massive wealth. This one's for the true contrarians, the people who win big by basically breaking all the rules.
It's called a reverse formation. See, in a normal chart, you try to support and protect the good stuff. But in this kind of chart, the whole system is maybe stuck. It's too rigid, too conservative. Success only comes when the right timing brings in a powerful wealth element that doesn't support the system, but actually challenges and breaks it. It's kind of like using a controlled demolition to clear out an old building and make way for a skyscraper. So what kind of person has a chart like this? The source describes them as big players, as formidable, tough characters. These people just don't think like everybody else. They spot massive opportunities where other people only see risk, and they have the guts to go for it. And because of that, their financial wins are often on a whole different level than a typical success story. So we've gone through the myths, the key ingredients, and 3 pretty powerful patterns for timing. What's the takeaway here? It all comes down to one simple, powerful idea: knowing your moment and being ready when it shows up. It really breaks down into this 3-step process. First, you've got to know your own blueprint. What are you working with? What are your core strengths? Second, try to identify your pattern. Are you the steady builder following the timeline? Are you the underdog waiting for your moment? Or are you the contrarian player? And finally, you have to watch for the timing. Pay attention to the cycles in your life so you can recognize that window of opportunity when it finally swings open for you. At the end of the day, what this whole system suggests is that for every single person, a moment of opportunity is going to arrive. It's not a question of if, but when. The timing, that's external. But your preparation, your skills, your mindset, that's your vehicle. And that part is 100% up to you. So the real question isn't, when will my time come? The real question is, will I be ready for it when it does?